So I got my pile of Macintosh compatible parts all modded together. So this is it. It's actually funny. I was having a hard time with this circuit board. Actually, I was having a hard time with the ITV 250 Plus. It actually says on the board there. Interesting. And pretty much anytime I would wiggle one of these wires, it would just shut down the entire module. Well, that's because they have it actually two boards. These are two boards with very loose header pins on them. Well, even whenever I taped them together, it still didn't really work, which is kind of annoying. Well, I was having a hard time because anytime I would even like move it, it would disconnect and reconnect, or even just like totally time out, or like just disconnect entirely on the computer side. So I started I wrapped tape around it really hard to keep the things together, and then I just like hit it really fucking hard, and it's working now. And there's a nasty like popping, crunching sound, and it looks like one of these wires popped out. Like for instance, they have a bunch of pins that have like sockets, but then they have two that are just like passed through. It's really shitty design. And those two just buckled and like crunched like that. But it must have fixed something, so that's good. But hey, it's working now, so that's good. We can have digital video or no digital video, whichever is your preference. I might get better Velcro. This Velcro is not a very good brand. Well, it's actual Velcro brand, but it's not a very good design. I mean, I also shortened all the wires, and they're not giving me any issues, so that's good. So yeah, be happy. Nice little like self-contained video recorder. Coworker gave me this a while back. I finally dug it out, and basically it's just a 4-cell charger for 18650s. I have a bad tendency to leave things at work, so I just had like 2 boxes of junk, and some of that was about 3 of these bins full of 18650s. So I took these back because nobody else wants them there, because they're just my junk. But now that means I have my entire collection of 18650s back here. So I'm going to start charging them and testing them, so I can actually start testing the cells. You see, I kind of stopped doing that because I didn't want to bother with all the bad cells, but now I have a good use for all the bad cells. All the bad cells I can move into my homemade electric lawn tractor back in Illinois. So I'll just have to ship a bunch of batteries back. I'll just make sure they're low to medium quality cells, or even actually fuck it, just high quality cells, I don't care. But it'd be nice to make a battery pack for that thing. Probably a good like 400 or 500 lithium cells in it, I don't know. I'll probably make like large 60 amp hour 4.2 volt modules, and I can bolt them together. They're probably pretty good. Another thing I've been thinking about is this Minolta camera. It has a lot of issues. It has a lot of color issues. Whenever I try to play, whenever I record video, it's all very washed out, and it has a lot of color issues and saturation issues, and it's all kind of fucked up. Meanwhile, I actually have a nice little collection of really nice camcorders that I've picked up back home in Illinois. I've actually picked up a lot since I kind of got out of VHS filming, because I was into VHS up until the end of like 2012, because that's all I could afford. That's the only kind of recording I could afford, really. Actually, maybe it was the end of 2011, because at the beginning of 2012, that's when I got my Motorola Zoom. And my Motorola Zoom that's when I started recording with a digital camera. It's amazing. Well, even though I kind of got out of collecting camcorders and fixing them and using them as actual cameras, like at least like doing it a lot, I still would buy camcorders, and people kept giving me free ones, and I think I actually have quite a few pretty interesting little camcorders, especially ones from the early 1980s back home in Illinois that I've never really used. So I might actually think about bringing a couple of them back, probably just one or so. Whenever I go back to Illinois in May, I'm going to see about testing some of them, because they are compact units, and now that I have a bunch of nice lithium cells, or at the very least I should find at least a couple nice lithium cells, I can make a nice little battery pack for them and stuff like that. It'll be far better than the little lead acid or nickel cadmium batteries that are in them. It'd be amazing. I have a tiny RCA CPR 100 VHS-C camera. I'm not a huge fan of VHS-C. I don't know, it's you're not saving that much space if you go down to VHS-C. Either go full-size VHS or just use a digital camera. I mean, really. Whoops. Oh, I thought I X'd out of my editing software just for a second there. So yeah, I think I might just do that. With the advent of this thing, though, I can actually maybe, well, no, I just remembered Maker Faire is the week before I go back to Illinois. So no, I can't. Maybe some other time, though. Unless I could get this Minolta NTSC camera working, and I could actually, because I would really like to remove the need to have the big VCR unit and the big lead acid battery. If I can plug into this and provide 12 volts and get the video and audio out, I think it'd be pretty good. The problem is though, that camera, the picture is really fucked up on it. It looks like somebody has filmed something very, very bright, and so it's all washed out. Like the phosphor coating on the inside of the tube, the Vidicon tube, has been like burnt or something like that, but it's like all over. It's just well used. So I don't know. I do have the other camera though, and that Vidicon tube from that one might fit into there. I don't know. I'll keep tinkering with it. I do know for a fact though that there are some nice camcorders back home that I still have, because I have like a good 10 or 12 camcorders, and they have nice image quality. VHS actually isn't that bad, because for instance, we watch YouTube videos all the time that are like, what, 240p, 120p, if you have shitty internet, that is. Silicon Valley has almost worse internet in many places than my home in Illinois, which I find to be pretty odd. You would think that Silicon Valley would have better internet, but it's only better internet if you want to pay an arm and a leg. So, whatever. Interesting. It's magnetized. Because I think they use a magnet and like a little like Hall effect sensor to detect when the lid's closed, and so that magnet is pulling this. Well, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching. See ya.